The Borderlands is a 2013 British horror film directed by Elliot Goldner.
It focuses on a small team sent by the Vatican to investigate a possible miracle in a small village church. Basically, there's a vicar there by the name of Father Krellick who was doing a
Christening.
Christening, that's it. Yeah, somebody's filming it, and while they're filming it, all this crazy stuff starts happening. You know, the stuff starts moving and things like that. They come to investigate this to see, you know, whether it's fake or really is, you know, supernatural goings on. We first meet a guy called Deacon, who is, you know, in the church, and you know, he specialises in going all around the world to investigate these various things. You know, when somebody has stigmata or there's blood coming out of a statue and all these usual things that happen. You know, he's the guy who goes to investigate them. And another guy called Gray, he's just taken the job. Basically, he saw an ad for the job for somebody who's got sort of technical expertise with cameras and recording equipment, and yeah, and he's taken the job, and he's there to film it all and record it so they can, you know, see what's going on and to see if there's any fakery happening by this father who just, you know, wants to sort of get famous and put his church on the map, because the congregation as it is at the moment is pretty small. They set cameras up in the church, and also they're sort of staying in a nearby cottage in the village. Yeah, they set up cameras there, and they wear head cams as well. I mean, obviously, yeah, this is a found footage movie. I don't think we mentioned that yet. So obviously that's why you need all these cameras everywhere. I mean, I think there's probably more cameras than there would be in reality. But possibly, I mean, I wasn't really sure why. I kept thinking,
why do they have to film themselves in the house?
In the house, yeah. I thought something was going to happen there, because they kept showing shots of empty rooms, and I thought, oh, we're going to see some spectral apparition, but we never did.
We never did. No.
So I mean, I get it for obviously for the purposes of you know, having a shot that's, you know, that isn't by a cameraman, but yeah, it was a little bit odd. You know, I understood the cameras in the church and everything, but anyway.
There's a moment that Gray says, you know, why are we setting everything up, or why are we using, or something like that, and he tries to explain why, you know, we need to investigate everything. You're like, well, you don't need to investigate what you're having for breakfast.
No,
do you?
Exactly.
So
and he also has a go at Deacon for not wearing his head cam all the time.
In the
like,
house,
well, I'm not going to wear it in the toilet. Anyway, they're soon joined by another priest. Yeah, and then the sort of investigation starts properly. Deacon and Mark are very, you know, they're so used to seeing things that have been faked that they're more sceptical than, you know, than the guy who's, you know, not really, you know, he's not from the church. He's just the guy there, for, you know, just set up the cameras and everything. But he's sort of more taken in by it, I guess. But because these guys are seasoned investigators of this stuff, they know all the tricks. You know, and they watch the videos, say, oh, well, he probably had, you know, magnets here and a wire there, and etc. etc. So you know, initially they sort of don't believe it, and the local vicar starts to get a bit annoyed that they don't just believe him straight away. So anyway, and it goes on from there. And as you can imagine, as it is a horror film, you know, strange things do occur, and it builds and builds.
Firstly, we should note about this film, as you know, as we have spoken before about my love for horror and my not so much love for modern horror films, and not really working on me. This one worked to me.
Yeah.
I really like this film. I saw this after Mark Commode reviewed it.
Yeah.
And I remember him saying, you know, it was. I think I agree with actually everything he said. So I'll just say what he said. So he said, he said a lot of the film is kind of, we've seen it before.
Yeah.
Which is true, but he said the ending had this, obviously we won't do spoilers, but he said the ending's got this kind of, it just gets very, very creepy.
Yeah.
And he found, he said there was a moment where he felt the need to get up out of his seat and leave the cinema, because it gets quite, you know, hard to watch. And it does do that. I mean, I think, I agree, I think the beginning of the film, it's a British film, so there's a bit of British humour going on. Things. What I did like was I liked the way they speak about these phenomena, and how people do fake, and how people use something like religion, and then to fake it. And you clearly got this priest who, I think there's one shot where he's literally giving a mass to one woman, and then her husband's like outside the church, so he doesn't care, and so he's clearly, you know, he's in the middle of nowhere. I don't know where it's set.
It's just some small village.
In England. There is a sign at one point that points to Newton Abbot, so that would suggest it's like, if you know England, it would suggest it's down in the southwest, but it's kind of nondescript English village.
I can't remember. I don't think they ever name the village, do they?
I don't think they
so.
do. No. It's probably filmed in lots of different villages,
Probably,
actually.
yeah.
But yeah, so he's clearly trying to get some kind of, popularity or
that's what they assume. That because his congregation is so small, he's trying to get some notoriety for a church to bring people back in.
But then it gets creepy, and the creepiness works. There's some nice, there's a couple of quite creepy moments.
I mean, there's a bit where one of them goes to the church in the night, in the dark, and he's just got a torch, and he's on his own, and you're like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And then before you don't even see anything, and your hairs are standing up because you just think, "Oh God, he's going to see something in a minute. Something's going to happen." And then and there's a dark passageway that leads down. You're like, "Don't go down there. What are you doing?"
Don't go down there, especially when you can hear strange voices.
Yes.
And I thought I think the sound effects were really good. There's lots of kind of strange voices from all over the place and rumblings in the soundtrack. If you've got quite a bassy speaker, it'll bring out your bassiness in the speaker. And it's one of those films which is like, don't go down that dark corridor. You don't know what's down there. I don't want to know what's down there.
No, we don't want to know.
And I think that's why Gray's character is quite fun, because he's that guy that doesn't want to go down, but he's kind of forced to go down because he doesn't want to go back by himself.
No.
So he's got to go down with them, and that just leads to all kinds of crazy hell and stuff. But I think what I liked about it, it's not particularly original, but it's got some nice ideas in there. It was a bit peep showy when they've got their headsets on, looking at each other. Some of the eye lines don't quite work out. But it makes the whole thing a bit kind of. And I found it made it quite weird and quite eerie. There's some quite strange things going on, especially when you've got sometimes the camera would glitch out. And you're not sure if that's like a faulty camera or there's something supernatural going on. And things like that would make the whole film feel quite on edge the whole time.
The other thing I would say about it, a lot of found footage obviously is very shaky and jerky camera movements because somebody's holding a camera. But in this, the cameras are either fixed on the wall or because they're on their heads. People don't go like that with their heads.
No, that's true.
So they're quite, most of the time, unless they're running, the camera movements are reasonably gentle and shouldn't cause any motion sickness.
Yeah, although I thought there was an interesting moment, because I thought they had really good quality, their cameras.
Yes.
Although he did say at one point, because he got a camera out of the box and he says these are full HD.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's nice. It does explain to us why they're such good quality, which is very cool. But yeah, I think it's it's quite a little unknown film. We should also mention it's actually got another title. It's called Final Prayer.
Yeah.
So I don't know where.
In the US, I think. I don't know if it's called that anywhere else, but
right, okay.
Yeah.
And this is not a quick title grab because the new Borderlands game has come out this week. It's a good title to have, isn't it?
Timing, yes.
So, but we didn't do that on purpose, promise. No. But I think it's I think it's a little known British horror film, and it's something we like to. Obviously, it's not that old. I don't have it on disc, but it is available on Prime.
It is, yeah. So check it out on there. I mean, it's on DVD as well, but no Blu-ray because it's just, I mean, these days I think smaller films just don't seem to get Blu-rays for some reasons. I think if you like found footage movies and you like sort of creepy religion-tinged horrors, things like that, I think it would be good. I think it's a little bit Lovecraftian as well, maybe at the end.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
So,
it does go to quite a strange place at the end. I mean, the last. I won't talk about it in detail, but the last section of it is strange, and I think it's
didn't see it coming.
Didn't see it coming. No, I mean, I watched it again for this. I watched it the first time I saw it was a couple of years, 2-3 years ago, and I was quite I was like, whoa, where's this going? This is going weird places. It's not that weird, but it doesn't go quite where you expect it to go. And watching it again, I thought it held up the second time as well, and I enjoyed it kind of almost more the second time. A few other things that happen in there. There's a strange kind of maybe satanic cult that they think's maybe going on. But
Are you talking about the flaming sheep?
The flaming sheep in the field. But then that's the some kids in the town who might be messing with them as well. I mean, there's a moment in this film. It's quite a funny moment where they're looking for the church and they come across this old man on his bike, and he doesn't speak to them at all.
Yes.
And he's like, well, good luck with Edward Woodward, which is obviously a nice nod to the Wicker Man there. So I think although this film's nothing like that film, there's a kind of a folklore feel, you know, churches. Everyone, if you're British, you know the woods at night and churches and graveyards are always they're creepy places. But that's just because that's part of our folklore and our tradition.
Well, that's the thing, you know, any town like that's been around for a while, you know, the churches. I can't remember when they do mention, I think, when it was built, don't they? I can't remember. It was like hundreds of years ago.
Right.
So there's, you know, in all these British horror films, there's always a building that's been there for hundreds of years, which immediately makes you think, oh god, it's haunted, or there's all sorts of weird stuff related to it or whatever. So
yeah, and then they also kind of they talk about pagans and because he talks about, and I like that conversation actually. His conversation about, you know, well, what did people, you know, when people before you lot came along, before the Christians came along, you had pagans and druids, and they believed in actual things.
Yeah, they worshipped
the moon and
the sun.
The moon and the sun and things like that. Whereas you guys believe in something that is a what if kind of thing. Which I thought that scene was great. I think that's got some interesting. If you're agnostic or an atheist like myself, I think you two as well. It asks some interesting questions about from that side of things, which I really liked. So there's, you know, it's a nice little independent British horror film, which I would suggest, you know, if you don't know it, go and check it out, because we both enjoyed it.
Makes a change.
What? Makes a change. We both liked a British horror film.
Both just liked a film.
We both just liked a film in general. Yeah. So that was the Borderlands, and as always, if you enjoyed the video, let us know in the comments below.
Hit the subscribe button up there if you've enjoyed what you've watched, and don't forget to hit the bell for notifications. There's some other videos to check out over there. Come and find us on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram as well, and come back next week for another one.